Vestaria Saga is a tactical RPG originally released in Japan on September 5th, 2016, and is created by a man named Shouzo Kaga. The first thing I noticed when looking at this game was that it has a very familiar look, and you might notice the same thing. If the creator's name doesn't give it away, Vestaria Saga is kind of like a spiritual successor to the old school Fire Emblem games, and Kaga is the creator of that franchise. He left Nintendo in 1999 on bad terms and went on to create many indie games, Vestaria Saga being one of them. The demo is out now on Steam and the full game will be released sometime in 2019. But how does the demo hold up? Does this give the Fire Emblem experience that we know and love from our Game Boy days? For starters, it does look like it, both in terms of aesthetics and gameplay. Although with a direct side-by-side comparison of the art, Fire Emblem does look much better. The terrain looks more defined and meshes in well with each other, while Vestaria Saga looks low budget since it's made in SRPG Studio, which, from what I can tell, looks a lot like RPG Maker. The characters also look like stick figures compared to the character models in Fire Emblem, but these are minor cosmetic complaints I expect to easily adjust to as I play more of the game. Other than visual art style, the UI still works like it does in Fire Emblem. You can open a separate menu and see all of the character's information, such as stats, items, and special abilities. Gameplay still uses the simple grid layout with blue squares showing movable areas and red squares showing maximum attack range. Units are also identical to Fire Emblem. Just to name a couple, we have Knights who are the cavalry and retain their high mobility and weapon versatility, and Guardians who are the heavy armored units with high defensive stats and spears as their weapons. Vestaria Saga also plays very similar to Fire Emblem. Each unit can act once per turn in any order, with strategy being an integral part of the gameplay. Otherwise, your characters are at risk of dying and being gone for good, giving you that doubt and worry about Murphy's Law, just like all those fun times in Fire Emblem. Personally, I found the first chapter to be easy compared to how difficult I remember Fire Emblem games could be. I'm hoping this will change once I progress further into the story. Although, one of the reasons why the difficulty might not be there is because weapon triangles do not appear to be a system in the game, as I didn't notice any UI indications of gaining any sort of bonus. Using the wrong weapons against units usually resulted in death, but that didn't happen when I sent in my spear users to fight axe users. I'm hoping I'm just missing something because it seems unusual for this not to be included, as it was one of the key gameplay elements in the Fire Emblem series and was one of the reasons it was so great. However, you can still use terrain to your advantage, so at the very least there's that. That said, all aspects of gameplay work well and definitely gives me the Fire Emblem vibe. The only issue I ran into was that the gamepad didn't work too well. Directional buttons are mapped to the left stick and the D-pad remains unassigned. This is easy to fix with a simple button remapping, but using the D-pad on a PlayStation 4 controller did not register the left and right button presses very well, while up and down worked perfectly. I also tried using the Xbox controller, but experienced the same thing with the D-pad and left stick. And no, it's not my controller. Surprisingly, using the keyboard and mouse felt the best since it was intuitive. Just click on any unit and click on any position to move them. Once the full game releases, I'm sure there will be something on their end or something I can adjust on my part to fix the issue. As of now, I'm not too worried about it. Worst case, I'll just adjust to using the left stick on the PlayStation 4 controller, which had no issues. The demo only had the prologue fight, so there isn't anything else to say. There is still a lot to be seen, but at the end of the day, the game has made an impression on me simply because I miss the old Fire Emblem. I love the series, and Kaga releasing Vestaria Saga here in the West only means good things. While it needs some polish, it definitely has the potential to be just as good. I'm excited to see what's in store for the full game, and can't wait to try it. That does it for my first impression of Vestaria Saga. Let me know what you think of the game, or if you even knew it existed. I would love to know if you're gonna try the full game, or even the demo. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.